Welcome in to the National Basketball Performance Centre here in Manchester as we get ready for the Premier Division game between the Manchester Revolution and the Mohawks, which is due to tip in just a few minutes' time. My name's Kaz Bullock, here with you on the Focus Hoops YouTube channel throughout today's game. And just before the game, Ishanea caught up with David Ion of the Mohawks to get his thoughts on the season so far. So let's take a listen to what he had to say.
Cool, right, ready?
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm here now courtside with David Ion. David, captain of this team, how does it feel to be captain? How are you able to lead the team, maintain that togetherness and just keep them going throughout the game?
Yeah, obviously it feels like a privilege to be the captain for the team for the second year now in a row. Obviously motivation in the training wise is just kind of like, we've got a lot of young squad players as well, so it's just kind of like encouraging them to keep pushing, learn from your mistakes in training, you know what I mean? One thing that I go by is like, if you like miss a shot, don't put your head down, just keep going, do the right thing. You're taking that shot, so just keep continuing doing what you're doing, just keep encouraging them.
Yeah, do you think it's a positive thing to have a lot of younger players on the team?
Yeah, for sure. It's the movement, obviously, with basketball, do you know what I mean? So if we don't have any young players, then there's not going to be any development really in a squad. So yeah, it's great having the young players on the team.
Yeah, that's great. So so far in the season, you're 1-1, won one, lost one.
Yeah.
So how in this game, ahead of this game, what has the preparation been like? What's the talk been like going into it?
Yeah, so we've had a lot of discussions, obviously as a team with the coach as well. A lot of the last few weeks is just running units to see what's going to be the best in regards to like press breakers, non-press breakers, you know, the best units to run that are fast enough, that are big enough against these guys who are obviously a very strong team.
Yeah, I think, has the prep gone well? Are you prepared for this game?
Yeah, we've prepared as much as we can, so now we just need to basically pull it off, show what we've been working on, and hopefully it'll pay off for us.
Yeah, hopefully. So thanks for taking the time to speak to me today, David. I hope all goes well in the game.
Thank you.
Good luck. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Ishanea there with Mohawks captain David Ion. He led the team in scoring in the last game against Sheffield, 14 points and 9 rebounds for him. And Isha also caught up with coach Dan Johnson from the Manchester Revolution. So let's hear what they had to talk about before today's game.
Alright, cool. So I'm here courtside with Dan Johnson, Manchester Revolution coach. So Dan, first of all, previous game won by quite a large margin. How does it feel to get that win?
You talk about the second team game that's just been. Yeah, no, that was a good, really good performance. Probably the best performance I've seen from our second team in the last couple of seasons. So very impressive. Yeah, first team have got to try and, you know, do the same now.
Yeah, hopefully they can live up to that expectation. So obviously previous game with the first team was a loss, won the first game, but now you've got the addition of 3 Paralympians. How is the addition of them players going to help this team?
Yeah, I mean, it was a fantastic surprise when all those signings came in. And to have 3 players of their quality to share their experience with the group is just fabulous for us. I suppose the other thing it does, of course, is it puts a bit more pressure on us because maybe the expectation levels have gone up. But 3 quality players, and you know, we're bound to benefit from their experience.
Yeah, so how have they been able to fit into the team? Has it been good? Have they been able to fit in well, or has it been a bit of a struggle?
No, I mean, we'll see. You know, it's one thing being on a training court, it's another thing in a game. But the IQ level of those 3 players is so high that they've fitted in seamlessly. You know, we only have to ask once, and they're straight on the same page. You know, they'll be a great addition for us.
Yeah, so obviously they're going to be addition on the court, really will be beneficial. Off the court, do you think they'll also be a benefit to have on the team, sort of like just kind of leading the way, just leading by example, things like that?
Absolutely. I think that is the biggest benefit for our group. I mean, obviously the quality players, but the help they can give to some of our younger players. You know, Henley Kavanagh's coming on really is coming on, 17 years old, and for him to be able to play alongside Robin Love, Abdi Jamal, Laurie Williams, and learn from their experience along with the rest of the group, that's a massive thing for us. Not just for the club, not just for Manchester Revolution, but for GB basketball as well. You know, my thoughts on it has always been, if we can get some of these players who may be coming towards the end of their career, or don't tell Robin and Laurie I said that, but you know, to come back into domestic basketball, that's what we want, I think.
Yeah, so ahead of this game, have you got any other final thoughts?
Well, we know it's going to be a tough encounter. They've got some quality shooters in the likes of David Irons and Liam Fawcett, so we've got to take care of those guys. They're big. You know, we've played Mohawks quite a lot and they've beaten us on the odd occasion, but hopefully with a home advantage and with our new squad coming together, we'll just have a bit too much for them, but we'll see.
All right, thanks for taking time to speak to me today, Dan, and I hope all goes well in the game.
Thank you.
Great to get head coach Dan Johnson's thoughts on the game and the season as we're just a few seconds away from tip-off. And both teams at 1-1 in the season so far, looking to move above 500. Manchester will be playing in yellow today and the Mohawks in black. And the big news for the Manchester Revolution, if you haven't seen it this week, they have signed not one, not two, but 3 Paralympians in Robin Love, Laurie Williams and Abdi Jammer. 3 huge signings to boost this already strong Manchester Revolution squad. And absolutely fantastic to see them with the club, and it's going to be a really exciting time to see them out on court for the Revolution. And for the Mohawks, several returning players, including captain David Ion, and also keep an eye out for Ollie Porter, part of the GB Under-23 gold medal winning squad that was out in Madrid earlier this year, went undefeated over the course of the competition. And a really exciting young player to look out for. So for the tip, it will be Ion against Kavanagh for the Revolution. Starting for the Mohawks, Liam Fawcett, David Ion, Emily Branthwaite, Ollie Porter and Neil Carlisle. And for the Revolution, Tyler Baines, Martin Edwards, Henley Kavanagh, Robin Love and Abdi Jammer. And the first possession goes to the Revolution. Ion underneath the hoop, pressured by Love. Spins out. Jammer with the rebound, gets it into the hands of Baines. Tyler Baines in his second season for the Revolution. Jammer swings it to Love. Edwards thought about the shot, back to Love. They're a dangerous combination. Baines puts it in, count that, and the foul. Tyler Baines heading to the foul line for a chance at a 3-point play. Tyler Baines last season averaging 15 points, 8.2 rebounds and 3.8 assists for the Revolution, shooting 46% from the field. He's had previous experience with the Sheffield Steelers, made the move over to Manchester last season. And part of the GB Under-30 squad at the Kitakayushu Champions Cup last November, bringing home a gold medal. As we just got a stoppage on the floor. But the Revolution coming into this game at 1-1 after a win over the Reading Rockets and then a loss to the Jaguars. The Mohawks in a similar position, a win over the Lothian Phoenix and then a loss to the Sheffield Steelers. So both teams are going to want to make it 2-1. As we are early on in the season, but the Revolution and the Mohawks both looking to make statements as 2 of the teams that are looking to finish at the top of the league. As Baines hits, and it's a 3-0 lead for the Revolution early on here in the first quarter. Branthwaite. Fawcett, he's got space all alone underneath the basket, will put it in. And that's what the Revolution are going to need to look out for. That leaking player cutting over to the side for the Mohawks. As we know, both teams like to play fast, like to get out into transition. Love swings it over to Jammer. Edwards, 6 seconds on the shot clock. Jammer, long 2. Not that time. And a long pass over. Fawcett catches it for the Mohawks. On the baseline, needs some help to hand it off. Doesn't need any help to get the shot to go. And gets the Mohawks onto the scoreboard. Liam Fawcett played several seasons with the Mohawks. A player that really likes to look for that mismatch, and he had it there over Jammer. He's going to try and exploit that throughout the course of the game. It's a 1-point Mohawks lead. Love to Edwards. Martin Edwards, the team's leading scorer last season for the Revolution. And that doesn't go for him. Mohawks coming back. Branthwaite to Porter. And shot doesn't go. Henley Kavanagh rushing back with a tough defense there to put the shot off. As ball's knocked out of bounds. Manchester ball, but they have to reset from the end line. Edwards has space. Love from the foul line. Not that time. And the Mohawks coming back. Fawcett pushing the pace. Working against Jammer. Kavanagh's there. Carlisle back to Fawcett. Fawcett with a tough shot. Under pressure, gets it to go. Fawcett up to 4 points already. Had 4 in the last game against Sheffield for the Mohawks. Love looking for space. Puts it up off the rim. Carlisle controls it. Porter. Ion. That's good. And a quick lead here for the Mohawks. 8-3 early on in the first. Just under 6.5 minutes to play. Revolution looking to answer here. Edwards lines it up, knocks it down. Martin Edwards picking up where he left off. The last game against the Jaguars for the Revolution, 22 points, leading the way for the team. Just an incredibly effective and efficient scorer, as he has been throughout the course of his career. He's got the range, he can knock down threes, get to the basket, has a mid-range. He can just score from everywhere that he wants to. As Jammer with the rebound for the Revolution. Revolution with the chance to tie on this possession. Pass into Baines, out to Edwards. Time and space to line it up, and hits. You give Martin Edwards an inch of daylight, he's going to make you pay. As Ion gets it to Porter. Fawcett. Back to Ion. Ion using his long reach. Shot doesn't go, it's picked up by Branthwaite, but Carlisle gets the offensive board, and Ion with another chance, doesn't get it to go. And a whistle on the floor. It's going to be a foul called on the Revolution. That will be on Tyler Baines, his first. And that will give the Mohawks the ball from the end line. And the Mohawks doing a great job there, pressuring the glass, getting those offensive rebounds, just weren't able to put the ball back in, and that's a testament as well to the tough defense from the Revolution. But getting those offensive rebounds is half the battle, because those second chance points are so crucial. Fawcett, shot bounces out. Revolution can go ahead here with a basket. Edwards for 3, no good. Fawcett under the hoop and off the glass, and that is what you'll see him do all game long. Love has space at the top of the key. Edwards hands back to Jammer. Love, oh, what a nice pass into Martin Edwards. And Robin Love, the assist machine. You'll see her find her teammates, get them the ball. Has such a high basketball IQ. The way she sees the floor, the way she gets the ball into her teammates' hands is so incredible to watch. And it's absolutely fantastic to have her out on the court for the Manchester Revolution. As a substitution for the Mohawks, we'll see Oscar Kemp checking into the game for the first time. As we've just got a stoppage on the floor, I think the shot clock's just been adjusted by the table. So both teams will be back in action on the 24th of November as Manchester travel away to face the Mohawks on the return leg, as the Division 2 teams will be doing as well. And then Manchester will be back at home to the Lothian Phoenix on Saturday the 30th of November at 3 o'clock here at the National Basketball Performance Centre. So come down to the venue, come and support the teams. It's always a great show of wheelchair basketball out on the court. We've got some incredible talent on the teams throughout the leagues, as a technical foul is called. So that foul is on the Mohawks, and that is going to give Martin Edwards one shot at the foul line. And a chance here for Edwards to tie the game for the Revolution. Doesn't get it to fall. So it will be Mohawks ball. From the end line, and we'll see Ollie Porter back in for the Mohawks. Fawcett almost triple teamed, has Edwards on him, passes over to Carlisle. Carlisle's shot short, and Jammer with another rebound. 3 rebounds for Abdi Jammer. Kavanagh into Baines, and Baines with a tough shot under the hoop, can't get it to go. And the Mohawks looking to make this a 2-possession game. Fawcett, and shot clock violation, but it's not, because that was an error. The shot clock didn't reset. That wasn't 14 seconds for the Mohawks. So the referee's just conferring with the table. But looks like the shot clock didn't reset at the start of that possession. So they'll get that sorted. And as they do, we will see into the game for the first time for the Manchester Revolution, Laurie Williams coming in for Abdi Jammer. And Laurie Williams, a hugely accomplished player. And again, alongside Robin Love and Abdi Jammer joining this Revolution squad, it's going to make it a really tough prospect for teams to come up against. Baines in control for Manchester, all the way. Too far underneath the hoop as the Mohawks get it back. Fawcett, Porter's there. Porter into Fawcett. And shot doesn't go. You see the double coming from Tyler Baines and Henley Kavanagh, both using their length to try and put the shot off. As Edwards in the corner has the pass intercepted by Fawcett. And again, it's Fawcett leading the charge. 6 points for him personal in the game so far. And then Oliver Whiteman drops it in for the Mohawks. 3-point lead. Kavanagh over to Edwards, back to Kavanagh. Kavanagh, having already played in the Division 2 game so far, doesn't show any signs of slowing down as he nets that for the Revolution. Kavanagh with 10 points in the game earlier today. As Porter keeps it alive, passes over to Kemp. Kemp working against Love, spins, 6 seconds on the shot clock. Kemp needs some help to hand it off, spins. Whiteman's shot won't fall, and the Revolution coming back. Edwards to Kavanagh. Kavanagh in off the glass, and that will give the Revolution their first lead of the game. And the Mohawks want a timeout to talk things over. So it's Martin Edwards leading the way for Manchester, currently with 6 points and 2 rebounds. Tyler Baines, 3 points and 2 rebounds for the Revolution. And Liam Fawcett with 8 points and a rebound and an assist for the Mohawks. Neil Carlisle with 4 rebounds and a couple of assists already in the first quarter. With just under a minute and a half to play. So 1:22 to play here in the first quarter. The Revolution with a slim 1-point lead, having just taken the lead for the first time before that timeout. And it will be Mohawks ball here with a chance to go back ahead. Porter. Now watch out for Porter when the Mohawks get out into transition. He's a very, very quick player. Will race down the court. Ion, doubled. Shot doesn't drop, Williams with the rebound. Edwards with a long pass over to Baines. Baines up ahead, chased down by Carlisle, and that's too strong off the window for Tyler Baines. Ion. Carlisle doesn't get that to go. Baines passes into Love. Love shot spins out. And the Revolution getting some good looks here. As we've got 13 seconds to go in the quarter. As Porter swings it to Ion. Ion with time winding down. Porter puts it up from the foul line. Doesn't drop. And with 2 seconds to go, the Revolution will let that one run down. So at the end of the first quarter, a relatively low scoring game for both teams here. 13 to the Manchester Revolution and 12 to the Mohawks. Leading the way for Manchester, it is Martin Edwards with those 6 points and 2 rebounds and 2 assists. And Liam Fawcett for the Mohawks, 8 points, 2 rebounds and an assist. Both teams coming into this game, 1 win and 1 loss. And the Revolution mixing experience with some young talent out there on court. 3-time Paralympian Robin Love, 4-time Paralympian Laurie Williams, and five-time Paralympian Abdi Jammer out there on court for the Revolution. And Abdi Jammer, part of the GB team out in Paris this summer that came home with a silver medal. Team GB's best finish in 28 years at the Paralympics. And just an absolutely thrilling tournament. As we're back underway for the second quarter, it will be Mohawks ball to start things off. And the Revolution with that 1 point lead as we get things underway. Ion spins, lines up a 3, won't get that to drop. Whistle on the floor. It will be a Revolution ball from the sideline, and Richard Pullen subs in for the Revolution. In his second Revolution season, an incredibly experienced player. Played the game for so many years as Jammer gets his first points in a Revolution top. And gives the Revolution a 3-point lead. Carlisle. Porter controls it. Back to Carlisle. Ion. Gets the friendly roll. That's a tough shot over the outstretched arm of Love. And it will be a Revolution ball from the end line. Baines. Two is good. Tyler Baines up to 5 points. Had 16 last time out against the Jaguars. Baines again, a real all-round player, does a bit of everything out there on the court. A really strong defender. As Porter hands over to Ion. And again, looking to take advantage of that mismatch he has with Jammer. Shot's too strong, but gets his own rebound. Tips it over to Fawcett. And a great second chance here for the Mohawks. Ion following his shot. As the long 2 bounces off the rim. And it will be Revolution ball. Edwards into Love. Jammer back to Love. Edwards on the baseline, swings it out. Love with time and space. Shot spins out, but that's a great look from Love. As Baines again gets the roll on the other end for the Revolution. Porter controls it for the Mohawks. Fawcett. Fawcett spins, passes into Ion. Ion is swarmed by Revolution players, hands it over to Porter. Fawcett with the time running down. Shot won't fall, and that will go out of bounds. And it will be Revolution ball. 19-14 here lead for Manchester. Kemp and Whiteman back into the game for the Mohawks. Jammer. Edwards. What a pass into Pullen. And Pullen! Shot will be waved off. Foul was on the floor. So no basket is the call on the floor. It will be Revolution ball from the sideline. And that foul is the first on Whiteman. First team foul for the Mohawks this quarter. Jammer passes into Edwards. Edwards has Love there. Love into Pullen. And didn't count the first time, will count the second time. Picture perfect pass into Richard Pullen, finishing at the rim. That is assist number 3 for Robin Love alongside her 4 rebounds. Porter from the foul line. Not that time. I think it looked like Love got a hand on that there, put the shot off as she raced to defend and close Porter down. But again, Revolution will get the ball back. A 21-14 lead here for Manchester. Manchester having been led by Tyler Baines with 7 points. And it's been Liam Fawcett for the Mohawks with 6. Edwards weaves his way through traffic over to Love. Nothing but net from the baseline, and Robin Love with her first points in a Manchester Revolution jersey. Love, a player that played for the Oldham Owls back in the day. Absolutely great to have her back in Manchester playing on this Revolution team, teaming up with some long-time teammates as well. As Baines comes up with a steal. Has Love to the side of him. Baines into Pullen, and Pullen using the glass, can't get it to go. Some good defense there from the Mohawks as Porter has the ball poked away, and again it's Baines that comes up with it. Jammer behind the line, long two. Bounces out, back into his hands, gets his own offensive rebound and just hands it off to Baines, who doesn't get enough spin on that shot underneath the hoop. Fawcett. Whiteman swings it back over to Fawcett, keeps his hands on it, shot clock's running down, 3 seconds. Porter, too strong. Edwards picks it up. Jammer backs the ball out. Finds Pullen. What a pass into Love. Scoop layup doesn't go. His ball bounces about off a few heads, but it's the Mohawks who come up with it. As Fawcett waits for the rest of his team to catch up. As Porter to Carlisle on the baseline. Not that time. Jammer racing down the court. Comes up against Porter, and you see Ollie Porter using his speed there to cut Jammer off. Stopping the transition. Edwards to Baines. Baines under the hoop. Shot doesn't drop. But again, Tyler Baines heading back to the free throw line. A chance to increase the lead here for the Revolution. As we'll have a timeout called before the shots. And that foul was on Whiteman. That's his second for the Mohawks. Second team foul for the Mohawks this quarter. So teams want to talk things over, and it will be Tyler Baines shooting 2 when teams come back out on court. 7 points, 3 rebounds and an assist for him. So the Revolution, they last played against the Jaguars, a game they lost 69-59. They beat the Reading Rockets earlier in the season, the newly promoted Reading Rockets. Won that one 81-61, and a narrow loss to the Jaguars. Now, Abdi Jammer, Robin Love and Laurie Williams were not playing in that game against the Jaguars. This is their debut for the Revolution, making it here on their home court. And it's going to be great to see how this team just continues to gel going through the course of the season. A team that made it to the semi-finals of the National Championships last year, came up against the Sheffield Steelers. We saw the London Titans against the Steelers in that final in just an absolutely thrilling game down in Essex, as Baines doesn't get either of the free throws to go, but Henley Kavanagh is there for the rebound and puts it back in. Hustle from Henley Kavanagh underneath the hoop. And that's something, if you were watching the first game, you'll see Kavanagh do time and time again. Uses his length, he's got that incredibly long wingspan, able to reach into the air, get the rebounds, and has a really great technique for putting the ball back in the hoop. As Ion puts up a three. And Baines back for the Revolution. Jammer. Jammer, long two, is good. Abdi Jammer with no hesitation. Puts him up to 4 points along with his 3 rebounds. Porter. Alice McAfee into the game for the first time for the Mohawks. Controlling things, gets it back to Porter. Fawcett. Shot short. Again, you see Fawcett taking advantage of that mismatch. As Edwards back to Jammer. Jammer, back-to-back buckets for Abdi Jammer. On fire here in the second quarter. Up to 6 points personal. Such a clean shot he's got. He doesn't bounce about, just swishes, nothing but net. As McAfee looks to answer and does. Alex McAfee with the Worcester Wolves in the Women's Premier League last season. Returning for the Mohawks this season. Again, a great young player to look out for. Was part of the GB under-25 squad at the World Championships as the Revolution drop another one in. (31-16) point lead here for the Manchester Revolution. McAfee doesn't get that one to go. And the Revolution have really pushed up the pressure here in the second quarter. An 18-4 run over the Mohawks. They started out a little bit slow, did the Revolution, but they found their feet very, very quickly. As Edwards' shot doesn't go, and you see Porter racing down the court, up ahead on the break, too strong off the glass. But that's the kind of look the Mohawks are going to be looking out for. Baines' shot drops. And Revolution increasing their lead here as we head towards half-time. Porter into Ion. Ion puts it in, and that's a tough catch and a tough finish there for David Ion. Pressured by the Revolution defenders as Baines reverses good off the glass. Porter to McAfee. Hands it back to Porter, has space from the foul line, spins out, and looking for that one not to fall. Edwards with the time running down in the quarter, gets it back. Like a 1 second difference between the shot and game clock as Kavanagh fighting for the ball on the floor. Ion comes up with it for the Mohawks. Won't be enough time to get off a shot. And at the end of the first half, it is a 35-18 lead for the Manchester Revolution. Tyler Baines leading the way, 11 points, 5 rebounds and an assist for him. Martin Edwards, 8 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. And Robin Love adding in 2 points, 4 rebounds and 3 assists as well. Abdi Jammer, 6 points, 4 rebounds, and has been swishing it from the mid-range all game long. And for the Mohawks, Liam Fawcett, 8 points personal, 4 rebounds and an assist. Neil Carlisle with 5 rebounds, 3 assists. And Oliver Whiteman, 2 points and 2 rebounds off the bench for the Mohawks. So we're going to take a quick break for half-time, and we'll be back with you very shortly. So stay tuned to the Focus Hoops YouTube channel because you don't want to miss a second of the second half. Welcome back to the National Basketball Performance Centre here in Manchester. We've got the second half of the Manchester Revolution against the Mohawks in the Premier Division about to get underway, and the Revolution currently with a 35-18 lead over the Mohawks. As we see new signing Lucas Warburton about to inbound the ball for the Revolution as he gets it in to Martin Edwards. Edwards passes it into Baines, and Baines off the glass and in, and that is what Tyler Baines does. And he does it very well. Revolution with a bit of a slow start in the first quarter, taking a 1-point lead at the end of the first, 13-12, but then a huge 22-6 second quarter really helped them extend the lead that they have now. So the Mohawks looking to cut into this, but Baines intercepts it, comes away with another steal for the Revolution. And passes over to Jammer. The 6 points in the first half, make it 8. Abdi Jammer, unstoppable from the mid-range today. Porter for the Mohawks. Has space, thought about the shot, passes inside to Carlisle with a great finish underneath the hoop. Warburton passes back to Edwards. As the Revolution look to go inside, Warburton, shot doesn't go. Picked up by Fawcett, he's got Porter up ahead. Ollie Porter chasing the ball down. Time to put up the shot. Doesn't get it to go, it's just off the rim. As Edwards surveys Jammer in the corner. 2 is good, nothing but net. Abdi Jammer cannot stop scoring. 10 points and 4 rebounds. Shooting the lights out here at the National Basketball Performance Centre. Carlisle finishes under pressure. That's a tough shot for Carlisle. Takes him up to 6 points. Edwards to Baines underneath the hoop. That connection, Martin Edwards to Tyler Baines. You will see that so many times throughout the course of the season. We saw how well it worked last year for the Revolution after Baines joined the team. And he's going to go to the foul line for 2. Shot 66% from the line in the last game against the Jaguars. Having a 1 of 3 in the first half today. Baines leading the way for the Revolution, 13 points, 5 rebounds and 2 assists. First free throw is good. Baines part of that England team at the Commonwealth Games a couple of years ago that won the bronze medal. Just another really experienced player on this Revolution squad. Played out in Europe, played in Spain. And leading all scorers with 15 points in today's game. Carlisle tries to break free, comes up against Williams. Carlisle behind the arc. Fawcett. Blocked by Baines, picked up by Porter. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Need to put something up here. And shot will not go. That will be after the buzzer. Ref says, nope, that doesn't count. So it will be Revolution ball from the end line. And you see there the pressure defense from the Manchester Revolution, forcing the Mohawks into a difficult shot as time ran down. And it ends up with the ball back in the hands of the Revolution. Jammer, 2 is good. Never in doubt. Abdi Jammer continues his scoring barrage here in the third quarter, up to 12 points personal. Fawcett, pressured by Warburton, gets it to drop. Fawcett up to 8. Jammer behind the arc. 2 is good. Abdi Jammer cannot stop scoring. Absolutely huge basket there for the Revolution, and Jammer will go to the line for a chance at a 3-point play as he was fouled on the shot. Just an incredible performance here from the experienced vet. And we've got a timeout called by the Mohawks before the shot. And Abdi Jammer, as I said, playing his first season for the Revolution, 5-time Paralympian. Has a silver medal, 3 bronze medals from the Paralympics. He's played all over the world, Germany, Spain, Italy and Australia. And bringing his experience back here to Manchester and having been able to learn from a player like Jammer. For some of the players on the Revolution squad, it's so invaluable, it's so important. And just a fantastic 1-point player. And teaming up with the likes of Martin Edwards, Tyler Baines, Robin Love and Laurie Williams. It's just a really exciting time for Manchester basketball for the Revolution squad. And Jammer will go to the foul line for the 1 shot. And Abdi's spoken about, he was introduced to wheelchair basketball by Adi Orogbemi, who's playing for the London Titans last season. And he has not looked back since he was introduced to it when he started playing for the Liverpool Vikings many years ago. Doesn't get that shot to go, but he's still up to 14. 47-24, Manchester Revolution lead here in the 3rd quarter. Fawcett looking for some space. Comes up against Baines. What a pass inside, just too strong. Bounces out of bounds, but Fawcett looking for the cut in Branthwaite. As Warburton gets it to Edwards. Edwards against Ion. Great D there from David Ion. Pressuring the ball. Warburton passes into Baines, who puts it in off the glass. And Baines now up to 17 points. Surpassing his total from the last game against the Jaguars. As I mentioned before, really efficient scorer, really effective scorer is Tyler Baines, and a player that just does a bit of everything on the court. As Warburton grabs the rebound for the Revolution. And ball goes out of bounds. Warburton took a bit of a knock on that possession. As Baines looks to inbound. As we've got a substitution for the Mohawks. Alice McAfee and Oscar Kemp sub back into the game. And we'll see Dan Zaikiri checking in for Laurie Williams for the Revolution. Approaching the halfway mark of the 3rd quarter here. Revolution in control. The Mohawks with some work to do. Jammer lines it up. Bounces off the rim. Kemp. McAfee. Shots up, shots down. Alice McAfee making it rain in Manchester. Warburton gets it to Edwards. Edwards swings back out to Jammer. Baines back to Edwards. Edwards' high arcing shot doesn't go, but picked up and put back in by Warburton. And that is Lucas Warburton's first points of the game. Increases this Revolution lead, 51-26. Just over 4 minutes to play in the 3rd. Ion swings it over to McAfee. Bounces out and Jammer with another rebound. Zaikiri says just slow it down, wait for everyone to catch up. And a foul, an offensive foul is called. And that'll be on Jammer. That's his first for the Revolution, so Mohawks have possession here. Kemp into Porter. Ion doubled, back to Porter. Pass inside to Kemp, can't get it to go. Martin Edwards comes up with it for the Revolution. Jammer over to Baines. Baines has the mismatch. Can't get the shot to go. You see there, Porter putting the pressure on defensively, disrupting the shot. As Mohawks need to get it over the line, into the hands of McAfee. And Ion with space, he's bumped by Baines. And a foul is called on the floor. So end-line ball for the Mohawks. And that'll be Baines' second. So Manchester's next home game will be on Saturday the 30th of November at 3 o'clock against the Lothian Phoenix, right here at the National Basketball Performance Centre. You come down and catch that game live. Always a great day and a great chance to watch some of the fantastic talent that we've got out there on court. But before that, on the 24th of November, Manchester will be heading over to the Mohawks to play the return leg of this game. That will be at 1 p.m. in Tees Valley. Ball's in, McAfee looking for some space. Finds a way to the rim. And Williams all alone underneath the basket. Count that, and the foul. Laurie Williams heading to the foul line. A chance to put some more points on the board for the Manchester Revolution. And Laurie Williams also out with the GB Paralympic team this summer. Made it to the quarterfinals. A four-time Paralympian. Has played in so many European championships. Bringing home the silver medal in 2023. And doesn't get the free throw to drop. So Mohawks. McAfee. Kemp comes up against Edwards. McAfee gets it to go. And a timeout called by the Manchester Revolution. Dan Johnson and Gary Peel want to talk things over with the team, but Alice McAfee, since she's come out on court, 6 points for the Mohawks, has got a great mid-range shot. And a player that's with the Worcester Wolves in the Women's Premier League. Previously played for the London Titans and East London Phoenix. Had a season high last season in the Women's Premier League against Cardiff with 16 points, 6 rebounds and 5 assists. A player that's been on the England pathway. And again, just another one of the fantastic players out there on court. She had 8 points, 3 rebounds and 3 assists in the Mohawks' last game against Sheffield. Up to 6 today. So teams back out on court. been a strong second half for the Revolution. 18-10 leading this quarter so far over the Mohawks. They had that slow start in the first quarter, but they've really found their rhythm. As Edwards passes to Zaikiri, into Baines, and Baines off the glass. And again, Tyler Baines heading back to the foul line. He's been very, very effective at doing that, finishing under pressure underneath the rim, and then gets himself back to the foul line for a chance at a three-point play the old-fashioned way. 19 points for Baines so far, leading all scorers. And off the front of the rim. Pulled down by the Mohawks. McAfee catches a tough pass. And ball off the Mohawks as the Revolution will get it back. Just under 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. I'm getting ahead of myself. A 55-28 lead for the Revolution. Zaikiri again, he's played in the Division 2 game just a couple of hours ago. His shot's short, but alongside Henley Kavanagh, who's been out on court, having both already played in one game, showing no signs of slowing down here in the second one today for them. Edwards on the baseline. Shots up, shots down. Edwards looking at a near triple-double, 10 points, 8 rebounds and 9 assists. As Carlisle looks for some space, spins against Zaikiri. Kemp. Not that time, and Warburton with the rebound. Baines. Pressured by Ion. Warburton, 7 seconds on the shot clock. Time running down, 4 seconds. Spins out. Last minute of the third quarter, Kemp. Long pass over to McAfee. Into Ion. Passes back to Porter, and Porter weaving his way through traffic. Puts up a tough shot. Baines pulls the rebound down. And a foul against the Mohawks. That will be on at David Ion, his second. And with that foul, that will also be the 5th team foul on the Mohawks, which means the Revolution will go to the line for 2 shots. And it will be Tyler Baines back at the foul line. Leading scorer in today's game, 19 points, 5 rebounds and 2 assists. Chance to increase the Revolution lead here as the shot won't fall. Second's good though. 20 points for Tyler Baines. .5 seconds left in the quarter. We do have a discrepancy on our screen, but 26.5 seconds. So 1 second difference between the shot and game clock. Porter works against Williams. You see there the tenacious defense of Laurie Williams as Carlisle puts it in. And with 2 seconds to go at the end of the third quarter, it is a 58-30 lead for the Manchester Revolution over the Mohawks. Tyler Baines with a huge 20-point game along with 6 rebounds. Martin Edwards flirting with a triple-double, 10 points, 8 rebounds and 9 assists for him. And for the Mohawks, it has been Liam Fawcett, 10 points, 7 rebounds, an assist and a steal. And David Ion, 6 points and 5 rebounds. Neil Carlisle adding in 4 points and a huge 9 rebounds and 3 assists for the Mohawks. So as we head into the fourth quarter, Manchester with a 28-point lead. A really strong last couple of quarters for the Revolution, a 22-6 second quarter and a 23-10 third quarter for Manchester over the Mohawks. A slower start in the first quarter, were able to chip into the Mohawks lead when they went ahead, but have been able to pull away here in the second half. 18 points in the paint for the Mohawks compared to 24 for the Revolution. Manchester shooting 56% from the field, 27 of 48 for the Revolution. And the Mohawks shooting 15 of 50 for 30%. 8 second chance points for the Revolution, and they are so crucial when you're going throughout the game, throughout the season. Getting those offensive rebounds and finishing on the glass. Mohawks pulling down 6 offensive boards, but not able to capitalise and get some points off them. But back underway for the fourth quarter. It will be Mohawks ball. Ion launches a 3. Bounces out but grabs his own rebound, and that's what we're talking about. Those offensive rebounds, puts it back in. Keeps working on the court, follows his shot, chases a rebound down. As Edwards passes back to Love, Robin Love back on the court. As Jammer kicks it over to Love. Passing from this Revolution team, you can see how quick it is. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Kavanagh grazes the rim. It's picked up by McAfee. And Porter passing over to Carlisle, has it knocked out by Love. Kemp for the Mohawks. Ion gets it back to Kemp. Kemp spinning outside the arc. McAfee. And whistle on the floor. That's going to be a foul on Jammer for the Revolution. First team foul for the Revolution this quarter, and the first foul for Abdi Jammer in the game. As Alice McAfee at the free throw line for 2 shots. 6 points for McAfee so far in today's game. First shot is good, and you see the high arcing shot that Alice McAfee has. It's a real picture perfect shot. If you're looking for a technique, follow Alice McAfee. As a second one, it doesn't drop. It takes McAfee up to 7. Love to Jammer. Pullen has the mismatch. Pullen gets it to go. And an offensive foul is called on the Mohawks. That'll be on Carlisle. So Revolution will get the ball back and a chance here to increase this lead. And for the Mohawks here, so the next game they will play will be again against the Revolution on the 24th of November. So there'll be a chance to adjust from this game, take a look at what worked well, what hasn't worked as well, try out some rotations when these teams face each other again in just a couple of weeks' time. McAfee. Passes to Ion. Good ball movement here from the Mohawks. Kemp finishes, nothing but net. And that gets him on the scoreboard for the first time today. Edwards works against McAfee. Tries to get free, out to Jammer. Jammer connects. Abdi Jammer up to 16 points personal. Making his debut for the Manchester Revolution today, has been putting on a show for the Revolution fans. Carlisle, nice pass into Porter underneath hoop, backs it out to Carlisle. Kavanagh to Jammer. Against Kemp, back to Kavanagh. Kavanagh hands it over to Edwards. As you see there, David Owen was just chasing Kavanagh down, able to pressure the ball. As a timeout called by the Mohawks. And it is a 62-35 lead for the Manchester Revolution over the Mohawks. We got 6:52 to play here in the fourth quarter. And the Manchester Revolution have been led by a 20-point game from Tyler Baines, leading all scorers so far. He's got 6 rebounds and 2 assists. And for the Mohawks, Liam Fawcett and Neil Carlisle on 8 points each. Fawcett also adding in 7 rebounds and an assist. And the Mohawks outscoring the Revolution this quarter 5-4. And it's those things that, if you're the Mohawks, this is what you want to look at to take into the next game. Break the game down into different sections. Can you outscore the Revolution for the first 5 minutes, the first 3 minutes of the quarter? You've got to look at putting plays into place and then what you can take into the next game when you face off against each other, and also not just into the next game but into the games throughout the course of the season. There's still a lot of basketball left to play for both these teams, as they will have their eye on the national championships in May. So a lot of learning, a lot of experience comes throughout the course of the games on the way to the national championships. As Haran, shot doesn't go, and Neve Haran into the game for the Revolution. Again, another player that was on the Division 2 North team, having played at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Fawcett can't get it to drop. And it's Martin Edwards back on the attack. Edwards against Porter. Hands off into Haran, it spins out, unlucky for that not to fall. And a long pass over to Carlisle. He's got space and banks it in. And we'll have a timeout called by the Mohawks. So thank you to everybody watching live here on the Focus Hoops YouTube channel. Remember to like and subscribe. We're bringing you interviews from both teams that will be posted up post-game. You can keep up to date with all the action as well if you follow the British Wheelchair Basketball League on social media. Keep up to date with everything happening throughout all of the leagues. Loads of action every weekend. The Women's League, Junior Leagues, National Championships, National League. So much basketball going on. And give the Manchester Revolution and Mohawks Wheelchair Basketball Club a follow. Some great content out there. And keep up to date with all the action from both teams and all the teams around the league. So coming back out on court, it's a Revolution lead. Approaching the halfway mark of the fourth quarter. And it will be Revolution ball. Love inbounds to Edwards. And Edwards has his triple-double, 10 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. Standard from Martin Edwards. As Carlisle banks it in at the other end for the Mohawks. Martin Edwards, just an incredibly accomplished player, leading the Revolution in scoring and rebounds last season. And a foul on the floor. That's just the second team foul for the Mohawks. Foul's on Carlisle, it's his third. So the Revolution will inbound as Jammer passes into Love. Pass is picked up by Porter. Carlisle swings it to the corner. Force it into Whiteman. Whiteman pressured and a foul on the shot. So Oliver Whiteman to the foul line for the Mohawks. And a substitution for the Mohawks as Jenny Toes comes in. Ollie Porter will head to the bench. And Oliver Whiteman with the D2 team last season, playing in the Premier Division this year, and also represented Mohawks against Lothian in that win at the National Championships Junior League final in May. He had 8.6 rebounds in that game. And doesn't get the second free throw to drop. It's Pullen with the rebound. Gets it over to Love. Jammer. Time and space for the shot. Nothing but net. Abdi Jammer continues to score 18 points in his debut for the Revolution. And you can see now just the strength of this Revolution squad. An already strong squad, but adding the likes in of Abdi Jammer alongside Love and Williams as McAfee answers for the Mohawks. And McAfee now up to 9. Edwards to Jammer. Comes up against Carlisle. Back to Edwards. Love. Into Pullen. And Pullen finishes. And you see Richard Pullen takes his time underneath the basket. Gets into those spaces, cuts in, and then Love finds him with the pass. McAfee. Again, back-to-back buckets for Alice McAfee. 11 points personal. Edwards from the baseline hits. And the Revolution have done a really good job of moving this ball around well, sharing the scoring around on the team. As McAfee looks to pass it down. Force it. Looks for some help. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Passes back to McAfee. McAfee launches a 3. Too short. And a shot clock violation will give the ball back to the Revolution. And a substitution, as we'll see, Henley Kavanagh and Tyler Baines back in for Manchester. As Love passes into Edwards. 2.5 minutes to play in the fourth. Baines. Edwards. Shot won't fall. As Carlisle swings it over. It's intercepted by Love. Love up against Fawcett. Passes to Edwards. And Edwards puts it in. 7 assists in the game for Robin Love, along with 5 rebounds and 2 points. And Robin Love is the type of player that she can do everything out there on court. You need her to score, she'll score. She'll rebound, she'll assist. She'll steal the ball. 2 steals in a row for Robin Love. Over to Edwards, and Edwards finishes for the Revolution. And a real strong game here from the Manchester Revolution, as they're going to move to 2-1 in the standings. 3 fantastic debuts, as Alice McAfee can't get her shot to go. But it saves in, and we just had a ref right in our way. They counted the basket. It was Alice McAfee, now up to 13. And it will be Manchester ball from the end line. Alice McAfee leading the way for the Mohawks. 13 points for her. Coming off the bench, grabbing a rebound. As Love hands it over to Kavanagh. Kavanagh back to Love. She's got space, thought about the shot, fakes, puts it up, hits. Toes for the Mohawks. Force it. Comes up against Edwards. Force it looking for some space. This Revolution defense is stifling, but Toes breaks away through. Can't get it to go. As Edwards for the Revolution hands it to Baines, and Tyler Baines, another and one opportunity for Baines, as he will go back to the free throw line. Has a chance for another 3-point play. 22 points in the game for Baines. He has just been relentless underneath the basket, getting himself into position, getting on those the receiving end of a lot of those passes from his teammates as he hits the free throw and takes him up to 23 points. And a long pass from Carlisle, so Manchester will get the ball back. And 34 seconds to go in the fourth, as Love swings it to Edwards in the corner. Edwards working his way through traffic, gets fouled, and Manchester can reset from the end line. And this is always a chance in late game situations like this to try something, try out some plays, see what works. As Love again fakes the shot, puts it up from the foul line, spins out, but her hands there can't finish. And 13 seconds, so the Mohawks can take the last shot here, as Fawcett lines up a 3, won't get it to fall, and that will do it for the end of the game. Manchester Revolution 77, the Mohawks 45, and the Manchester Revolution led by a huge game from Tyler Baines. 23 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists and a steal. Abdi Jammer adding in 18 points, shooting 9 of 13 from the field, along with 5 rebounds and an assist. And Martin Edwards, a triple-double for him, 16 points, 10 rebounds and 11 assists in the game. Robin Love adding in 8 assists, along with 5 rebounds and 4 points. And for the Mohawks, Alice McAfee leading the way, 13 points and 2 rebounds, shooting 54% from the field. And Liam Fawcett, 10 points, 8 rebounds and 4 assists. And Neil Carlisle, 4 points, but 13 rebounds and 4 assists. A huge game from him. And the return leg will be played on the 24th of November as Manchester travel away to play the Mohawks. That will be at 1 o'clock. So if you're in the area, get down and support the teams. Always a great chance to see some action. As I mentioned, lots of great wheelchair basketball going on throughout the course of the season. Lots coming up throughout the leagues. We've got the Women's League. Women's Premier League will be starting relatively shortly. We've got juniors and the National League.